Welcome back to the Heartland Lilly podcast. This is episode 2. 2 weeks in a row. So today may or may not be as long as last week. We'll just have to see how that goes. But before we get started on the knitting, I have someone here who wanted to say hi. This is Miss Princess. She was climbing on me. She wanted just to say hi. I'm sure she wanted me because I haven't been home all day. She gets lonely when everybody leaves for work, and she's a very clingy, very needy Chihuahua. Yes, we have 2 dogs. We have a Beagle, and we also have the Chihuahua. They're both older dogs, but the Chihuahua is more new to us, so she likes to be right there when you get home, and she likes to say hi and be around everyone. So how was everybody's week? I got quite a bit of knitting done over the weekend, I guess, when I wasn't at work. I've been doing quite a bit at night after I get home. Some things have gotten a lot of progress. Some things haven't gotten very much. Going forward from here, I'm only going to show you the things that I've actually worked on in the space in between the podcasts. It's a gorgeous day, actually. It's really cold outside. It's about 20 degrees, maybe not even that much. The sun is shining though, so it feels much warmer than it actually is, but the wind is not blowing. Yesterday was just so cold nobody wanted to go outside. So we're gonna jump right in here with what's on my needles this week. Oh, maybe we'll start with the finished projects. Let's start with the finished projects. I finally finished my Turtle Pearl socks. Yay! My rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock socks. Big Bang Theory reference there. I ordered those from Turtle Pearl on Etsy. The yarn, it's a lovely yarn. Loved to work with it. I am very sad that this project's over, but it took me quite a while to finish it. These are for me, but I think I'm going to wrap them for Christmas. Just something extra. Maybe I'll have one of the boys wrap it so I don't know what package it's in. That's always fun. So these were knit on a US size 1, a 2.25 millimeter needle. From the toe up, I like to do the toe up so I can use more yarn with the fish lips heel. And I knitted just 72 stitches. That's what I prefer for what fits my feet the best, pretty much. And I looked back on my Instagram page, and the earliest reference to these was all the way back at the end of June. So I'm really happy these are done. And I don't know why it took me so long to get them done. I don't have any idea. I think I was just busy. This next project that I have worked on, I dropped a stitch marker. I heard it hit the floor and skitter away. I'll have to find it after a while here. The second project that got the most work done on it this week was Robert's mitts. I had one last week. Well, this week I have 2. So I need to get the thumbs put in and the tops put on. He wanted flip-top mittens for shoveling the snow outside, and it has snowed a couple of times since I started them, but it hasn't stayed very long. We haven't had to shovel yet. But it's getting cold and he really wants his mittens. So they're a lovely blue. The light is just right, and the dog hair on there. The light is just right today that it's showing the true color of the blue. It looks like. It's lovely navy blue. It's kind of hard to see when you're trying to pick up stitches and stuff, but if you sit in the right room with the lights on, it's not too bad. So I gotta get the flip tops done on those and get the thumbs put in. Over the weekend, which I'll talk more about that later, over the weekend I'm gonna have a lot of knitting time, so I'm hoping I will get those done over the weekend this weekend. Maybe we'll have another finished object next week to show. That's just made out of some Lion Brand wool ease that I bought. Now, I don't have a local yarn store near me at all. The closest one is probably going to be 3 to 4 hours from here. No, I guess not. 2.5 in Sioux Falls. I live in a very rural area that does not have big cities. We don't have a local yarn store per se, so I order most of my yarn online because it's easier for me to do that because I do not get a chance to visit yarn stores very often. The second thing that got worked on, or the third I should say, the other thing that got more work done on it this week was my kids' surprise Christmas socks. I was at the pink marker last week, so I haven't actually done that much. But considering that he's home a lot when I'm home, I thought that was pretty good. I took them with me. Last Monday we went to see Bohemian Rhapsody, and I took them with me to work on them, but the movie was so good I didn't even pick them up. So this was just done, probably sitting a couple of hours here and there somewhere. And so I got that far done, about 4 stripes there. And that is a Desert Vista Dye Works yarn called We Salute You. And it came with a mini skein for a contrast heel and toe. I'm not sure that I'll have enough on the mini skein for the cuffs, but that won't matter so much. There's a lot of yarn in the skein of the red and white, so I'll just probably finish them up with that. This is a 72 stitch sock. I have to knit up to about 9 inches before I can do the heel, so I have quite a ways to go on there. I use Hiya Hiya sharps in the magic loop method. This will be a 2.25 millimeter. It seems to be the one, my go-to is Hiya Hiya sharps for socks, unless I absolutely have to use something else because all of them are on all the needles are being used or whatever. But this will be quite the surprise for my child. He already has 1 pair done, and I'll get these ones done for him, and we'll see what happens after that. I'm not sure on that. The next thing that got worked on was the socks for Robert's mom. These are going pretty fast because they are a sport weight. So these are on 2.75 size 2. And I got that much done on these. I'm probably going to work on these more tonight because Anthony will be home. And then I will have Robert's sister try them on because her mother and her are about the same size. Funny story. My boyfriend Robert, his sister and I actually knew each other before I ever knew Robert. His sister and I have been friends for many years. I even taught her how to knit, so here and there she'll probably make an appearance to talk about what she's working on. But her mother and herself are the same size. She says her mom's feet are a little bit bigger than hers, but that's okay because the measurements I have for her feet, this is a little bit too big for her measurements. So she says, let her try them on to see, and she'll be able to tell me for sure if I need to do anything different with these. So this is a yarn from Knit Picks Felici Sport. I don't even think they make it anymore. When they do have their updates, I kind of doubt it. This yarn is got to be 10 to 12 years old. This is very deep stash. I'm surprised I even had it yet, but it looked like a good deal. Their mother has MS. She doesn't have the best circulation in her feet. So I figured these would be nice and warm for her to wear around the house socks, slippers, what have you. She likes it when we give her knitted items. Usually we give her dish rags and stuff like that. But this year I decided I have some time. I'm going to make her a nice pair of socks, and I'm sure she will just appreciate them. So that I'm going to work on, I think, some more tonight, and we'll see where that goes. It is just flying. I have not worked on those very long at all, and they're just flying off the needles. Robert's sock that I'm working on as I talk to you guys, as you can see, I maybe did 2 rows on it from this week to last week. So not much at all has been going on there. Robert's been around quite a bit, and I was trying to finish my socks and try to finish those mitts. So we had them because, like I said, it is getting pretty cold outside. The squirrels are all hunting up for their food. We feed the squirrels here. So I went down to my mother's, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and got a whole bunch of corn from the stuff that the combine just didn't pick up or whatever. We walked through the fields, got quite a supply, probably 2 or 3 30 to 40 gallon totes full of field corn to feed the squirrels. So they're liking that a lot, and we get the added bonus of watching them because they have their personalities and their little, you know, quirks and stuff. We have one that we think is a little bit special. If we scare him, he will take off and run into things like the side of the house or the dog. They stand out in the yard and they get with the beagle and they kind of not really play back and forth, but they yell at each other quite a bit. It's pretty funny to watch the squirrels interact with the one dog because the dog just sits there and looks at them and barks at them and then tries to chase them, and they chase him back and they tease each other. And so this weekend we're all taking a trip. We're going to go up to a resort area and stay for a few days. It's the quiet season, so my son, who's 17, he's inviting a friend, and they are just going to hang out in the room and go to the indoor pool or play at the arcade. There's indoor mini golf. There's a movie theater inside there, and they asked if they could take the PlayStation, so they have something else to do. So thank God we got 2 rooms, and the boys have their own room so that they can play on the PlayStation. We don't have to listen to them per se. But we're all going up Friday night, and we'll be gone. We'll come back Sunday, so it's just a little weekend trip, but I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have some time together as a family here and there, and we don't get a lot of time together because of job schedules and work schedules and, you know, just life. So we all took off Friday and Saturday and Sunday and Monday from work. And we're going to have a good 3 or 4 days together to relax and just kind of hang out. So I will be able to get a lot of knitting done over that weekend. Not on Robert's socks, but maybe on Anthony's, because like I said, we're not staying in the same room. We will have, you know, times where we're with the boys, but them being the age they're at, I'm sure we won't see them a whole lot. So I'm not sure what else to add to this. Happy Veterans Day. Veterans Day was 2 days ago here in the U.S. and I like to remember that. I have a lot of veterans in my family, so I texted them all yesterday and told them Happy Veterans Day. I don't really think there's a whole lot else. Probably next week we'll have a longer episode. I may not record next week. I might wait 1 more week. just to see how busy I am when we get home from up at the lakes, just to see if I have laundry done and whatnot, the house cleaned up. The dogs are going to be boarding at the kennel, and I told her to give them the full spa treatment, so they won't be speaking to us for a couple days after we get home. They will be very angry, A, because we left them, and B, because we had them take a bath while we were gone. So they will be just fine. We always take them to this lady that we take them to, and the one dog's used to her. The other one has not been there yet, so we'll see how that goes. Both my dogs are rescue dogs, so they take a little bit of extra attention and time sometimes just to get them evened out. Like I said, the Chihuahua is newer. We've only had her about 1.5 years. She is still needing a lot of attention, but she is getting better and better every day. So that's about all I have today. Like, I didn't even introduce myself at the beginning of the episode. I'm so sorry about that. I'm Leslie. My Ravelry and Instagram is Jake's Knittin' Mama. You can find me there. I'm most active on Instagram though, so if anyone wants to get a hold of me on there about that. And thank you for watching the Heartland Lily podcast, episode 2. Hopefully it was a little bit smoother than episode 1, but we'll see. Have a good week.